What's up, guys? This is the We Three Gamers podcast. I'm Mega Shot Gamer here, along with
1984 Terminator here.
F Terminator 1988.
All right. What's up, guys? So, what have you guys been playing?
Well, I've been playing a little bit of Jak and Daxter. The first one. I got some more power. I got some more power cells, and I ended up getting a silver trophy today. So I'm pretty happy about that. I've got a little bit of the game left to go, and it shouldn't be too long before I hopefully get a platinum and go to the second game.
Nice, nice. What about you, Scott?
I've been playing a little bit of Wars of Warcraft. Just signed up for that like yesterday. I've been playing like quite a bit of that. I'm level 5 now. Yeah, Dwarfs are badass. There's a big ass fucking hammer, fuck you up. And I'm gonna start playing after this podcast, play Kingdoms of Amalur to get a little past that and go to the Darkness 2 after that.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, I've been playing a lot of the Darkness 2. I actually finished it last night, and I don't know if you guys watched my video or not, it was really good. I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft with Scott here, and it's just been smooth sailing from there. Got into a little Doom 3, going to a little classic horror. Might make a video out of that. But so I've been meaning to ask you guys, what do you think of the PS Vita?
Go ahead, John.
Well, I was playing the PS Vita at GameStop, and as a demos, of course, before the full games were actually released on retail, and it was very responsive. I do like the fact that it has a good software lineup to start off with. The only drawback I see, which I'm also reading reviews about, the only drawback would be the price point.
It's true.
But other than that, Uncharted's been scoring well. Wipeout's been scoring well. So it should be a good starting launch lineup for the Vita, and it can only get better from here as far as games go. It can only get better for the Vita, but hopefully Sony addresses the price point.
Well, I really do not like. Okay, well, it makes sense, $250 for without the 3G, and then $300 for the 3G. But I think I would like to at least see a price of like $200 without and $250 with. I think $300 is a little bit pushing it, but it's whatever Sony wants to do. It's their customers, it's their product. Let them do what they will with it. But I mean, they either gain customers or lose customers, but they have to make money either way. So, what about you, Scott?
What do you think?
Well, in my opinion, I think the prices are fair for the Wi-Fi and 3G. Only prices I don't think is fair for the product is the memory card chips. I think the memory cards are way overpriced in my opinion. For an SD card for 8 gigs, you can probably get like $10, and theirs is like $25. It's ridiculous. That's the only price point I don't like. Only price thing I don't like. It did drop down the prices a little bit, but not too much. But you still be paying for quite a bit. Still gonna pick it up near the summertime until if it fixes up all the bugs and glitches and have more launch titles out. I think the product's gonna do quite good in the US, and when I played up GameStop, I think it's a good solid build quality. Felt like I was holding my PS3 in my hand, and I felt really light, and I like hit it pretty hard, see if it was pretty sturdy, shaked it around, see what happened and stuff, because I always see get my money's worth out of it. But for $250, it's not that bad. Or $300, you have the 3G. I think that's not that bad. Just the memory cards is way overpriced. Whoever wants to take it off next, go ahead.
All right. Now, there's been a lot of game to movies talk recently. As I just read on Filmonic that there might be an Assassin's Creed movie, coming out. And personally, myself, I think an Assassin's Creed movie could be good if it's done right. Same thing with Infamous and Uncharted. I'd like to see those 3 movies in particular, those 3 franchises get turned into a movie if they do it right. But that's the problem, because a lot of game and movies these days aren't very good. So, what game franchises would you guys be willing to see turn into a movie?
I wouldn't mind seeing like Metal Gear Solid, but done right with Kojima behind the script, and possibly as a director. But I want to see live action. I don't want to see CGI because I play the game enough to... Because the games, you have to admit, are pretty much like a movie. The cutscenes are ridiculously long, but they're great cutscenes. But I would love to see a live action input of the movie, and I'd really love to see who they pick to play as Snake and Raiden and all the characters. I would really enjoy to see who plays as them and see how it turned out. What about you, Scott?
I got like 3 movies I like to see. One of them would definitely be a Mass Effect 3 movie. I can see that happening, like in a sci-fi movie type of thing. If they can make a Shepard and stuff like that, shouldn't be that hard to be, because like you think, because you customize your Shepard how you want them to look anyways, you can pretty much throw his name in there. If it's up to BioWare, whoever made it, to give up the rights for something like put the rights to the movie. Another movie I like to see is a Infamous movie. I think that's a really good one for a good superhero movie. And I want to be shit, I had it in my head, I'm just lost, and that sucks. Go ahead, John. You give me yours, and I think of that last movie.
Well, as I said, Assassin's Creed good if it could be done right, but in my mind, it should be done the same way that the games were done. Have like Altair first, then cast someone as Altair, then someone as Ezio in the second movie, and someone as Desmond, and you want to have a good actor to play, Cole in an Infamous movie, or a good actor to, in my mind, Nathan Fillion should play Nathan Drake. That's what I say, because he's got the Nathan Drake look to him. And also, I like to see a Splinter Cell movie if possible.
Oh, that would be really nice. That'd be really nice.
I finally figured out what movie I want to see. It's the Dead Space movie, not a CGI, but a real life movie.
That would actually be pretty interesting. Who do you think should be cast as the main character? As Isaac?
I really do not know. Be honest, because I don't really know too much of actors' names off the top of my head. Really, I really don't know. To be honest, but what do you guys think?
What about you, John?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, Nathan Fillion should play Nathan Drake. As far as Sam Fisher, I don't know.
I know who could play Cole.
I don't know if well, I mean, the people that comment on this podcast, I'll have to hear their opinions on it. But there's been rumors, but I'm sure they've been debunked by now, that George Clooney would be playing Sam Fisher.
Really? That would actually be pretty interesting. He'd
Yeah.
have to get his voice a little bit like lower, deeper, but it'd be actually pretty good. Wow, that's a great actor. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
As far as Cole, I'll let Scott take that one.
I think the guy who plays the main character in Prison Break, Michael Scofield, he could probably make a good Infamous. In my opinion, because he made a really good Chris Redfield, but I see he could probably definitely do a Infamous, because he could be a pretty good. I see that'd be a good choice. And the guy who could play Sully, I just had this in my head for Uncharted. Definitely Liam Neeson. I can see that happening.
Liam Neeson.
Or
go ahead.
Either him. I don't mean to just. I think Robert De Niro would be a good Sully myself.
Ooh, that would be pretty interesting to see.
Nathan Fillion and Robert De Niro as Drake and Sully.
That would actually.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be
There
pretty
you go.
good.
For you right there.
Yep. So, what games have you guys played that are great examples of graphics don't make a better game? Like, just in general.
Okay. Scott's got this game called Cross Edge, and it's got like it's almost got like Super Nintendo style graphics to it, but since he's a big anime guy, he really likes that gameplay style because it's an RPG. Um, and and also same thing with the South Park game. It's gonna retain the 2D graphics, but I mean it's gonna still have great game. I'm sure it's gonna have great gameplay, um, but anyways, if you want like Final Fantasy 13, that's another example of graphics don't necessarily don't make great gameplay, because from what I hear, the graphics are absolutely beautiful, but I haven't played it yet. But from some people, want to hear the gameplay isn't very good.
Well, like, have you ever heard of a series called Dynasty Warriors?
Yes, I have.
Do you like Dynasty Warriors 6, and 7? They don't have the best graphics in the world, but the gameplay is fun. I mean, it's a huge open battlefield. You can go anywhere. People will be like asking for your aid all over the map. It's actually like a war. It's not like you against a bunch of people. There is actually your other allies. They're actually fighting like by themselves. It's not like you against 1,000. But even though it is pretty easy for you to get 1,000 kills, in that game, the gameplay is still pretty balanced. But another great example of graphics don't make a better game is Kingdoms of Amalur. Like, the graphics are not the greatest in the world, but the gameplay is just, wow, amazing. And same way with World of Warcraft. The world is so big, but the graphics aren't really that amazing. But the gameplay is, I mean, it is an MMO, and the gameplay should pretty much show that it is an MMO, but the gameplay is really, really fun, and it's got a nice balance gameplay where graphics don't really matter. What about you, Scott?
Graphics doesn't really matter. I would have to say Diablo 2. What I played of it so far, I played about maybe 20 minutes of it, and that has really good gameplay, and it's pretty fun, and it's pretty easy to pick up and play, and what I played of it looks pretty nice on my computer. Sure, it's an older game, but so far I enjoy it. For another quite good gameplay, it was oh shit, I hate that again. Not brain cramp. I keep forgetting the names. Oh damn. Fallout 3 and New Vegas.
Yep.
Those games don't have the greatest graphics at all, but I love the gameplay. The gameplay is fucking phenomenal, in my opinion.
Oh, I got one. Borderlands.
Yeah.
I thought that other game looked beautiful, in my opinion.
Borderlands had comic book style graphics, and a lot of people were complaining about that, about how it didn't have like let's say like Uncharted or Killzone or Splinter Cell or Metal Gear like graphics, but I like the comic book style of Borderlands. I thought, and the gameplay I thought was fantastic for Borderlands.
Well, that's just like if you guys watched my video about The Darkness 2, I commented, I preferred the original graphics over the comic style graphics. I understand the developer was trying to possibly follow the comic, but I really enjoyed the original graphics. But that's just my opinion. But the gunplay, the gunplay and the gameplay, which basically the same thing. It was just phenomenal. I mean, I really enjoyed it, like how you were actually using the darkness more than you were on the original. I mean, you could literally beat the game without using any guns whatsoever. Like, literally, you could. I mean, it'd definitely be difficult, but you could literally beat the entire game without using weapons, without using any sort of gun. And I'm being dead serious. You could. It's just that graphics don't make the game, it's the gameplay, and that's the big point I'd love to get across to every gamer. Just because the game has terrible graphics, and when you pop it in and you start playing it and you're like, man, this game looks terrible, don't just give it a chance. I mean, you never know, you may really enjoy the gameplay. It's the gameplay that's really innovative, it's not the graphics, in my opinion.
Look at Duke Nukem. The graphics don't look that great in that game, but the gameplay is awesome.
Yeah, that's another great point, Scott. Duke Nukem got crappy reviews because they went back to the original roots of Duke Nukem, you know, wacky and you know, all that comical, and I really enjoyed it because I played the original Duke Nukems and they were really, you know, like comical and like funny, and that's what this one was really going back to. And people just have to look at that game like that, like its roots, and not up to like today's standards, like Modern Warfare and all that. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. You know, look at look at a game like Battlefield or something like that. Battlefield, or you know, it's been panned for not having great graphics, but I mean, the gameplay in my mind is pretty good. I mean, you get to interact with vehicles and whatnot, and you know, a game that in my mind is underrated was Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. I mean, the graphics in there weren't exactly great, but I mean, for an FPS, for an underrated FPS, I thought it was actually pretty decent.
It was really. I'm actually thinking about going and picking that back up. I recently had, or actually, I had it about a year or two years ago, and then I sold it. Worst mistake of my life. It's a great game. I really want to beat it again. It had a great story. It's actually kind of nice that you bring up Call of Juarez. What do you think of Call of Juarez: The Cartel?
Yeah, I have to agree with Scott. It's not. In my mind, it took a big step backwards from Bound in
It pretty
Blood.
much fucks your own face.
Yeah, good step backwards. That's why Scott calls it a drool ass, because that's what it pretty much is a drool ass game.
It's definitely worth $10 off GameFly, and that's about friggin' it. The story was terrible. I didn't really care for it. Gameplay was, that's alright.
We have to give it the gunplay. The gunplay was definitely there. It was very similar to Dead Island, though. The gunplay of Dead Island, it was very similar to it. It was actually quite congruent, but you know, Dead Island was all about melee and, you know, bashing zombies' heads in, and not as much as gunplay, because you find a lot more you know, melee weapons rather than guns. But back to Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood was a great game. The gunplay was
I agree with you on that one.
I mean, I really felt like I was in the Wild West, and I really want to go pick that game back up again, and I want to get back to playing it. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, John. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, graphics don't make a better game, you know. Just
I got one more game when you're done.
go ahead, man. What do you got?
Is Mag. Mag has really good gameplay and really good overall. What was going for a team-based game, but not a lot of people cared for it because of the graphics standpoint, which I saw it looked pretty good and it played really awesome.
Well, if people are that worried about graphics, you know, what were they thinking during the PS2 age? You know, I understand that, like, the PlayStation 2 means nothing compared to today's standards, and back then those graphics were phenomenal. But I mean, it's just like, I've always done this. Like, I could pick up a PlayStation 1 game and have fun with it despite the pixelated square box graphics. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if I had to go back to the older generation, I had to get an older generation TV.
I mean, but it's just, graphics don't make a better game. And, you know, I would tell this to anybody. If you've got like an NES, go pick up the classic Zelda or something and play that. That's 8-bit pixelated, and the game was really fun. It still is today. Graphics don't make a better game.
That game actually looks pretty good, actually.
Like the original Zelda. I mean, oh man, I had a lot of fun with that.
What's your guys' thoughts on the review scores for Halo Combat Anniversary for the 360? As like a first time thing for like a HD, for like an HD collection of sorts for Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. I was actually surprised by like some of the lower scores it was getting. I was expecting like, you know, 9s and 9.5s, not 7s and 8s. I was actually really surprised by that. But from the people that did pick it up, but from the other people that picked it up and played it, they really enjoyed it. I just want to know what your guys' opinions are on the review scores for that, or the game itself.
Well, I haven't picked up, you know, the Anniversary Edition, but I do have the original Halo, and the gameplay was really good. I really enjoyed it, you know. But As for low reviews, to be honest with you, John, I haven't really seen any. I only really look at game spots reviews because it's just one. I don't really feel like I'm a little lazy to go around and look at like IGN, GameSpot. You know, I'm Metacritic. I just don't do that. I just stick with one review, and I just kind of go with it. But I don't trust reviews until I've actually played the game because my opinions are completely different. You know.
Yeah.
Like there have been games scored by like these reviewers that I thought were just phenomenally great. Like I really enjoyed them. Like Duke Nukem back, you know, they got shit reviews, but I enjoyed the game.
Yeah, and you know a lot of people, but from the people that bought the game, I'm not talking about the critics. I'm talking about people that actually bought the game itself. They said that the people that made, I believe it was 343 Studios that redid the game. From what I hear, they did a great job, redoing Halo 1 and 2 for 360, and putting the multiplayer in there as well. So, from a gamer's perspective, I guess it's worth picking up.
I definitely need to pick that up, but I don't think I'm gonna be picking it up anytime soon. Possibly next month, hell, maybe even this month. But I just don't see it. I don't see myself picking it up anytime soon. At least not until I get some of the other games back, like Bound in Blood, and I've also got Twisted Metal releasing tomorrow, so I'm gonna be pretty busy with that. And I'm also waiting on Max Payne 3. And while we're on the subject of Max Payne 3, while I mentioned it, what are you guys' thoughts on it so far? I know it's been delayed until May, but just from like what you've heard, what do you think about it?
I think the gameplay looks pretty interesting. I never played the first two, but hopefully the third one definitely. If I enjoy the third one, I definitely probably look forward to buying the 1 and 2 for the PS2. Most definitely, or if I can make it in HD, or if I can put in the PSN for classic PS2 games, that'd be awesome. I could buy those off there. But so far, I'm definitely buying that stuff because May really has nothing really that great except for Future Soldiers and that, and I forgot the other game. But so far, I'm really looking forward to playing that game, and hopefully, it's a good start to that franchise for me.
It's developed by Rockstar, right?
Yeah.
I think what Rockstar is going to do is maintain their good quality of games that they've had, and I think Max Payne 3 will be a hit. You know, from what I hear, they're doing a few different things with this one. I have played Max Payne 1 and 2 on PS2, and I think it will be, next to GTA 5, Rockstar's biggest game of 2012, in my opinion.
I can't wait for GTA 5. Have you seen the trailers of it?
Yes, I have, and I like the fact that Rockstar says that it's maintaining like bullet time from Max Payne 1 and 2. And I like the fact that they actually aged Max to the point that he's bald and he's growing a beard now. So yeah. I like the fact that developers age their characters.
I'm definitely interested in seeing like why he's bald, because there are a few times in like the trailer where he actually has a full head of hair, and a lot of screenshots he actually has a full head of hair. So I'm definitely interested. Are they doing flashbacks, or are they doing?
I guess that's probably what it is. It's probably a flashback. He's probably
Does that game have multiplayer?
Oh yeah, it's gonna have some fantastic multiplayer.
How are we gonna immigrate the bullet time?
I
don't know how that's gonna happen, but I'm definitely interested.
I think what they're gonna probably do is do what they did in Max Payne 1 and 2. Like when you jump and then you're firing both of your weapons, and like when you're jumping forward, you fire both of your weapons, and then you have to activate this thing, and then it will make it have bullet time. But I think what's gonna probably have a flashback sequence. I think he's going to be like in a bar or something drinking, and he's going to remember back to the events that happened just after Max Payne 2, and that's going to probably be what you play through until you get to the time where his look has changed to bald and starting to grow a beard.
Well, I actually read somewhere that it's also going to be taking place in Brazil. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, actually, it's good that I think it's taking place in Brazil. It's it gives this, it puts it in more like a jungle or jungle, rainforest village type of environment, and gets Max out of that takes Max away from the urban environment. I think it will be, it's good. I think. Scott, what about you?
I think it's gonna be pretty good. Another game I want to try is definitely Far Cry 3.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. I've been a big fan. I was a big fan of Far Cry 2. I have not played the original Far Cry's. I definitely probably need to pick those up. They're pretty cheap on Steam, so I might get them for a PC. But you know, Far Cry 2 was definitely amazing. Gameplay was really nice. Driving, open world landscape. It was really nice. John, have you played Far Cry 2?
No, I haven't. Not yet. I haven't played any of the Far Cry games actually. I do want to play Far Cry 2.
It's definitely worth picking up. So,
I played 25 minutes of it. I enjoyed it so far.
Nice.
Now, just today I was reading on N4G that there was a Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing 2 coming out this holiday season, whether it be Thanksgiving or Christmas or what have you. What's your guys' thoughts on that? And then once you guys give your thoughts, I'll give mine.
You go ahead, Scott.
I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. Hopefully, if we're throwing some new characters in there. I love the first one. The first one is pretty neat, and it was a really good car. Felt like a good kart racer. You know, it had kind of different vehicles in there. Kind of felt like I was playing Mario Kart with Sega characters, and if they don't change the foam, I think it's gonna be a great game. Hopefully, just add some more characters, different levels, and some more different type of multiplayer gameplay. That's pretty much what I want to see in it.
I haven't really. You guys are gonna hate me, but I have not played Sega All Stars Racing. I do believe my brother has it on 360, so I'm probably gonna borrow. I'm gonna grab that from him and give it a shot. So I'll definitely throw some feedback on that, probably on the next episode.
All right.
So, go ahead, John.
My thoughts on the matter. I think it's good that that they're making a sequel because it did get a following. A lot of people. Gamers that did not like Mod Nation or that don't want Little Big Planet karting or that don't have a Wii to get Mario Kart. For a 360 and PS3, this is their multi-platform kart racing fix. So I think it's a good thing that they're doing it, and they're doing it with Sonic, Sega characters as well. So I think what they need to do in the next one is just maybe add a couple, 3 more characters and a few new tracks, and change and don't make the gameplay the exact same. Like have a couple different things about it, but other than that, I think it's going to be a good thing.
Well, while I noticed you said something about Mod Nation Racers, I do own Mod Nation Racers actually, and I actually enjoyed the gameplay, but the load times were just ridiculous.
I hear you on that one.
Like
I've never played them myself, so I can't put any feedback into that. But from what I hear, the load times are ridiculous.
Well, what I don't really enjoy. Okay, I'm probably about to rant, flack it a little bit, give it some flack. But my biggest complaint was, I understand that some games need a long time to load, like Metal Gear. You had to install game data like after each chapter, and with Mod Nation, the tracks are not really that heavy, if that makes sense. Like they're not graphically heavy. I don't understand why the load times would be so long, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
Like
that's why I traded it in.
I'm not gonna complain about it. Okay, I kind of did complain about it, but the gameplay is still where it's at. It's still a great kart racer in my opinion. The multiplayer was pretty interesting. I like how it's like it's like a lobby and you can just drive around and talk to people instead of actually racing. And just show off your kart, create your own kart. It was like a Little Big Planet it was like a Little Big Planet kart racing game. So, but
I read on N4G that there is a possibility, and I'd like to get people's thoughts on this. I'd like to get you guys' thoughts on this. I read that there is a possibility that there will be an Eleanor 2.
Ooh, that would be fantastic. I really enjoyed the first one. I beat the first one within like I think 2 days, 3 days. I played it non-stop. It was just fantastic. I had a lot of fun solving the crimes, and I'm even replaying it today. Well, I haven't really played it this week, but last week I actually hopped on it for a little while, and I tried some alternatives, you know, seeing how the case played out whenever I didn't do this or I didn't do that, you know.
Scott, what's your thoughts on an L.A. Noire 2?
I like the last character. I didn't really care for the main character in that one. I like the last character.
Jack
Who was, yeah, I like Jack a little bit more better. I did
Cole Phelps.
Cole Phelps, because Jack was like more badass, straightforward. Like he might be like a Clint Eastwood type of character, and Michael Phelps felt like, oh, slammed the door in my face. Oh, okay, I'll just walk away.
Well,
did out Jack? He bust the fucking door down and pop capping your ass.
Well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
Hopefully it has a little bit more action. As I know it was supposed to be a case-solving game, but after a while I kept getting bored because I felt like, oh yeah, now I need to just drive to there, get another case, find more clues, and drive back. I just want to see a little bit more action, just a little bit, but still keep the finding stuff. I like to see everything stay the same, but have a little bit more action punch to it.
I agree completely with Scott there. I would love to see a lot more gunplay, because the gunplay was just amazing. I mean, there were a few gunplay instances, and I really didn't like that factor about the first one. But solving cases, you know, mysteries, you know, it was really, really good. Like and I believe Santa Monica is it developer Santa Monica.
That was Take-Two. I know that Rockstar published it. I just can't remember who developed it. I think it might have been Take-Two. I'm not entirely sure on that.
I don't think it was Take-Two, but I mean, it was just they worked hard on it. Like, you know, all the face movements and all that. It was really, really, really nice. And I also would love to see a little bit more open world aspect, if that makes sense. You know.
Yeah, definitely. So you can actually like go, you know, like, yeah. So like, let's say that you're Jack driving around and you have to buy bullets. Have that. Have instead of just trying to pick up guns, actually have Jack buy like bullets for his gun or something like that. You can go into like a gun shop and purchase bullets or something like that.
Well, like in Mafia 2, gas was actually a concern in that game. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could actually,
that game was fucking awesome.
You could actually fuel your car, but I would love to see a little bit more, like in Mafia 2, I was hoping for a little bit more open world kind of, you know, feeling to it instead of it being linear. I know you could like in between missions, or like during a mission you could just do whatever you wanted to, but it didn't feel like an open world experience.
Like a Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, which I'm not saying, you know, L.A. Noire, you know, go for a Grand Theft Auto kind of feel. I'm just saying, like, have its own little take on open world, you know, experience. You agree? Yeah.
Scott, I'll let you bring up the next topic.
Oh, give me a second, man. Just give me. What do you think about GameStop making a Starhawk GameStop special exclusive? It comes with a 2 themes and the original PS1 game, and a couple of other things for the multiplayer. You think that's a good move by GameStop, or? Well,
to be honest with you, I really didn't care for Warhawk. The only reason I bought it was because it came with a headset. To be real honest with you, I did play Warhawk. In fact, I did play it a little bit. The aviation was the aviation was nice. I'd really love to see a bit more work on the ground combat, and I do realize that game is pretty much all about flying. But me, myself, and I really enjoy infantry combat. What about you, John?
I think it's a good move that they're putting Warhawk in with Starhawk and the 2 themes and whatnot, because for people like me that have never played Warhawk, we actually get to, you know, try Warhawk out first before we play Starhawk. And from what I understand, Starhawk adds a single-player campaign, and it adds like more stuff in the multiplayer. Like, you can build units on the fly. You know, like if you're getting pummeled, if you're like, let's say that you're surrounded and you're getting pummeled, you can build like a unit. You can build like a tower, go up into the tower and hide and start sniping people.
Sounds pretty interesting. I'm definitely gonna pick up Starhawk to see a lot of changes, to see how many changes they're gonna
Yeah,
have.
and you can actually build like garages or whatever and drive vehicles and actually have like infantry on the ground this time instead of just you can fly, but you can also be on the ground as well and fight as well. So I think that's a good move by GameStop to put that as a special edition.
Yeah. So, what are you guys' takes on the MMOs? You know, of consoles and of PC. You know, what's your guys' takes on them? Like, John, why don't you go first? Let's see your thoughts.
Uh, well, my thoughts on MMOs is I think that um, we, on PC, I think that they're more suited for PC than they are for PS3. Don't get me wrong, MAG is a MMO FPS, and sometimes the reason why I believe they're more suited for PC is because if you have like a large amount of players, there's hardly any slowdown. But if you have it on have it on consoles, then there's a little bit of slowdown. But you know, PC is where World of Warcraft is, where that new Star Wars game that just came out is on. That's where the game that's going to be associated with Dust 514. That's where that is. You know, I think that they're more suited for PC because, like I said, hardly unless you guys experience slowdown, hardly any slowdown, and that's where a majority of the people are is on PC for MMOs. But that's just me though. Scott, what about you?
I just started playing MMOs on PC. I'm starting to play World of Warcraft, and I really love that aspect. Took me a while to get used to the keyboard and mouse because I'm a nub. Comes with PC gaming. I'm not gonna lie. Don't know really much jack shit really about the PC gaming, but so far, well, definitely buying Star Wars Knights of the Republic for the PC. That big MMO. I don't mind paying for the charge for playing online. As depends on my mood. I'll probably pay for extra days. That's the only thing I don't really care for. Is I know if they need to keep the servers up and running. For the prices, it's not too bad for World of Warcraft because you can buy a 90-day card for $30, and which that's more than enough time. Which you can get your fix for a while, and you don't have to necessarily play it the whole entire time. If you want to start getting into it, World of Warcraft, you can be up to level 21 advanced and start paying for online, which I think that's a fair deal for you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend trying it.
Well, the thing about MMOs is, yeah, my biggest complaint is probably the monthly fee, which I don't mind paying it. It's just I wouldn't mind, like, I know there are a lot of free MMOs out there, like Lord of the Rings Online, Guild Wars. It's just like, you know, like on the PS3, MAG is absolutely free. Am I correct or am I wrong there, John?
Yeah, you're correct. MAG's for free.
Yeah, and ECUO just went free as well.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I don't want to. I understand that, you know, server upkeep and all that, and they wouldn't make very much money off of people buying the discs, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I understand server upkeep is a must, and like single player games, you know, like Deus Ex, you know, those don't require server upkeep, and all they do is just get sales by selling, you know, digital download, disc space, you know, what have you. So I mean, the price for monthly is not that bad considering how many players they have, you know, and people paying monthly for that. So they make pretty good revenue off of it, and I understand servers need to be up and running. But, I mean, World of Warcraft's a great MMO, the Old Republic's a great MMO, but, it's just my big, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a price drop in the monthly fee, just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Like, so far, $10 is a little too much. It might, like, well, let's say, like, if they charge you by the time you play, like you play that one day, you still got that one day extra, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you say, you didn't play it Monday and Wednesday, but you still got your days.
Like you're saying, they only charge you for the amount of days you play.
Yeah, like I played a War of 90 days. You know what I mean?
Like if you play, you know, if you buy a 60-day time card and you it doesn't count for the days you don't play it only counts for the days you do.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't want to play World of Warcraft all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
but I still don't mind paying the $10. It's not terrible. It ain't like it's $50.
So, before we close this off, I have one more question for you guys. What's y'all's favorite game trilogy of all time?
Well, I'd have to say that for the I'm going to do all three newer gen new gen consoles, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
For Wii, that's a tough one for the Wii, but for the 360, it was Gears of War, and for the PS3, it's Uncharted. For the Wii, I'm gonna have to think on that one for a minute on the Wii. Was there any trilogies released on the Wii?
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't played any of those yet, but
Mario.
I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna say Mario for the. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that one. But if I had to go a little bit further back to PS2, an Xbox, regular Xbox, I'd probably have to say, because both of these were multi-platform. First they were on PS2, then they went on Xbox. Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Nice. What about you, Scott?
Oh, everybody should know this one. Assassin's Creed series. That's my favorite trilogy for multiplayer, and that's like I love that series. I fell in love ever since I played the first game. It was my cup of tea for some reason.
Oh yeah, Scott. To add on to that, that's my favorite multi-platform trilogy. So, go ahead and finish.
Well, for the Wii, I would have to say, I know it's not really a trilogy because there's only 2 games. It's definitely Real Steel. The first one was okay, and if it really improved on the second one with the cel-shaded graphics, and the gameplay was pretty awesome. I bought it for the Wii because I bought it for my little brother. That game was phenomenal. For the Xbox 360, let's see, I definitely agree. I know this is a trilogy. I know it went to multiplat. It was Mass Effect. I loved the Mass Effect 1. I never really beat the story, but I was halfway in the story on the Xbox, and I played a little bit on the Xbox, the second one on the Xbox, and that was really good. But PS3 definitely has to be Uncharted, or even Killzone, be one of those. But definitely Uncharted. That's my favorite one. How about you? Make a shot.
Well, I'm gonna do a few parts like John did. Possibly my favorite multi-platform would probably have to be the Elder Scrolls series. I'm a big fan of the Elder Scrolls series all the way back to Arena. I realized Arena was DOS, but and then it started getting into Skyrim. Morrowind. Whenever that started becoming multi-platform, PC, Xbox, then it just kind of took off from there. PS3, or I'm just gonna do a PlayStation timeline. In the PlayStation timeline, I'd have to say it's a mixed battle between Dynasty Warriors, Metal Gear Solid, and Way of the Samurai. I don't know if you guys ever played any of the Way of the Samurais.
That sounds interesting.
What about you, John? Have you?
No, I haven't.
Way of the Samurai 3 has actually been released on PS3. Released, I believe, last year or 2 years ago. Definitely pick it up, man. It'd give you a nice good look at the series, and then you could probably pick it up, as you go along, like the PS2s, the PlayStation 2, Way of the Samurai 1 and 2. But Metal Gear Solid, I've been a big fan of that too. So that goes way back, all the way to the NES. Big fan of that. Going on to 360, my favorite would probably have to be, I would probably have to say Halo. It's just, it seems like it really belongs on Halo, and it really fits. Going on to Wii, Nintendo, I'd have to say Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda, definitely. And that's probably about it for me. PC, probably the Total War series. Going into there, great RTS, great RTS. I actually started with the Total War series on a Medieval 2, so that's probably my roots of the Total War series. I really want to start playing Rome. It looks pretty interesting. But anything else you guys want to add?
I want to say Mass Effect 3 hits demo on the PS3 store tomorrow, I hope. Definitely, guys, get that Aeon play. Think you will get something for Kingdoms of Amalur as well. And that's all I have to say.
I just want to say, looking forward to this year's games on the console, and I like all the consoles, and I just got done. I haven't played Starhawk yet. I haven't installed, and I haven't played it yet. But I just want to say I'm looking forward to this year's games, and can't wait to play some more of Jak and Daxter, and keep on gaming.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this year of gaming. It's a lot of great titles coming out. Can't wait to grab them. But yeah, that's about all I have to say, man. So this is the We 3 Gamers podcast with me, Megashot Gamer.
1984 Terminator.
And Terminator 2 1988.
And just keep on gaming, guys.